Do you think having a good product alone is enough to conquer the market? Not wrong, but not enough. In an era where consumers are bombarded with thousands of choices every day, a vague marketing strategy will not only make you forgotten, it can push you out of the game. What happens if you're giving your best effort but delivering the wrong message to the wrong audience? Worse yet, if customers don't understand how you're helping them, they will leave and not come back. If you want your product to truly make an impact, it's time to re-examine your entire marketing approach. Continuing our journey to conquer the market, we now enter the Chapter 3 of the 10-video series, The Roadmap to Market Mastery. After decoding pricing strategies together, to understand how to create value and communicate the right message through numbers, today we'll dive into a core topic, marketing strategy. The key to helping a brand position itself clearly, attract the right people, and build sustainable differentiation. So what strategy will help you not only be known, but also trusted and chosen? Let's find out now. Part 1. Marketing is intentional change. Real marketing is not a game of advertising or shouting about your product. Marketing is the courageous act of helping others change. Changing behavior, changing mindset, changing choices. If no one changes because of your presence, you haven't marketed yet. Marketing isn't what you do to sell, it's what you do to serve. When you show up as a guide, leading others from where they are to where they want to be, that's when marketing truly happens. Change must be voluntary and built on trust. No one likes being forced. Marketing has no right to manipulate or deceive. It must be a sincere invitation. If you have a good product, but no one uses it, the marketing is lacking. Not because you're bad, but because you haven't connected. Great marketers create the context in which others feel they want to take the next step. They don't pull anyone along. They light the path and say, if you're ready, this is the place for you. Marketing is the act of igniting positive energy in others. It's not just about transactions, it's about transformation. This act requires sensitivity, courage, and connection. You're not allowed to betray the listener's trust. You need deep understanding of what they seek. When you help them get closer to that, you're truly marketing. And the change you create won't stop at the product, but will spread as inspiration. That's when marketing becomes a mission. Transformation cannot be forced. It happens when the right person, the right moment, and the right approach align. Therefore, marketing cannot be separated from humanity. That's why marketers must develop the skills of observation, listening, and empathy. No one likes to be controlled, but everyone wants to be helped. When you help the right person overcome the right problem, you're doing something bigger than selling. You're inspiring, you're changing lives. And marketing is the tool to create that change. Good marketing doesn't try to steal attention. Instead, it builds credibility. Marketing doesn't compete for space. It creates reasons for people to want to listen. When you do that, you don't need to shout. People will come to you. You don't need to exaggerate. Your presence and real value will speak for you. This isn't theory, it's reality. Those who market with a spirit of service, who want to make others better, they last. That's the true foundation of marketing. So, forget the flashy tools. Start with people. Ask, who needs me most? What change can I help them achieve? If you can answer these 2 questions, you're halfway there. The rest is about how you deliver your message, keep your promises, and continuously improve the experience. Marketing doesn't start with a product. It starts with the desire to help others get what they yearn for. And the moment you help them achieve that, you succeed. That's the deepest core value. Part 2. The smallest viable group. The most common mistake in modern marketing is trying to please everyone. When you make something for everyone, you end up making it for no one. The product becomes vague, the message diluted, and as a result, no one sees you. The key doesn't lie in being mass, but in being specific. You need to identify a small group, one that's willing to listen, has a problem to solve, and craves change. That is the smallest viable group. Serve them so well that they cannot help but talk about you. The mindset that everyone is a customer is a dangerous fallacy. You can't deeply understand a vague crowd, but you can serve a specific group exceptionally well. Choose the people you want to serve. Learn about them, listen to them, stay close to them. When you make them feel understood and guided, they'll stay with you for the long haul. Marketing doesn't start with the market. It starts with commitment. I live and breathe for this group. They are my reason for being. If I can't help them, I am not yet worthy. The right mindset is not the more the better. It's I am good enough for the right people. Once you identify this group, you stop wasting time trying to please others. You don't need to prove yourself to those who don't belong with you. You need to commit to those willing to walk with you. And when you serve them wholeheartedly, magic happens. They become your evangelists, the most natural form of marketing. From a small group, you create large resonance. But first, find your first 10 people and help them change. You don't need millions of views. You need 10 people who believe in you so much that they bring others along. They don't just use the product, they spread it. But to earn that, you must create something worth spreading. Don't ask, how do I reach thousands? Ask, do I have 10 people who can't live without what I offer? If not, don't scale yet. Marketing is not about burning money for reach. It's about refinement, doing the right thing, being authentic, and letting that small group become your ambassadors. Different people believe in different things. That means not everyone belongs on your journey. Don't try to pull in those who are not on your wavelength. When you identify the right group, your message will ring like a bell tuned to their frequency. They'll hear it, others will ignore it, and that's perfectly fine. True power comes from clarity, not from universality. You don't need the whole world. You need the right people. And alignment begins when you dare to choose and dare to let go. Selective thinking is a powerful strategic lever. It helps you go deep rather than wide. Going deep creates connection. Connection builds trust. Trust sustains the long journey. Commit to your small group. See them as people who need help, not as potential customers. They will sense it. And when they sense it, they'll become part of your mission. Not because you're cheap, not because you stand out, but because you're the right one. Part 3. Positioning is an act of kindness, not discrimination. Positioning is not about shouting that you are different. Positioning is about choosing a clear, limited position and serving it wholeheartedly. Don't try to be everything to everyone. Be one specific thing to one specific group of people. Define a two-dimensional map, the value axis and the attitude axis. From there, choose a corner of the market where no one is standing yet. You don't need to wait for consensus. You just need integrity with the position you have chosen. That's when you have the foundation to create real influence. No one should try to sell to those who don't want to buy. No one should try to convince those who don't care. Correct positioning is when you are clear enough to know who doesn't belong to you. Instead of trying to keep every customer, invite the wrong ones to leave. They will thank you for your honesty. They will come back when they're truly ready. The more you dare to stand in your own corner, the easier it is to attract the right people. And those who stay will know you don't compromise. They will trust you, not because you are perfect, but because you are honest. The best example is a skill trainer who doesn't compete through popularity, but through their own style. A strict person who values discipline won't attract those who love freedom, but those seeking achievement will choose them. Conversely, someone who teaches to inspire emotions will attract those who crave freedom. No one is right or wrong. The important thing is whether you dare to declare your position clearly. And once you declare it, do you live it fully? That is real positioning, not just a slogan. A strong position will exclude a large part of the market, but in return, it helps you become the only one in the eyes of the right people. And in a world overloaded with choices, being the only one is more valuable than being versatile. When you say clearly who you are not for, you give the right people a reason to stay. Don't try to be multi-use. Be sharp. Don't try to be universal. Be distinctive. No one remembers someone who tries to be just enough for everyone. People only remember those who dare to declare, I'm not for you, I'm for them, and you only need to serve them. Positioning is not just a strategy. It is an ethical commitment. You can't promise one thing and behave another way. Today's consumers are too smart to be fooled. They see the inconsistency. They sense the fakeness. Live true to your declaration. If you serve creative people, don't try to please those who love stability. If you choose to be strict, Maintain seriousness consistently. The market doesn't need more options. The market needs people who keep promises, live authentically, and stand firm where they have chosen. Part 4. The 3-sentence formula and empathy. You cannot market effectively if you are not clear about who you are serving, for what reason, and with what result. Start with a simple yet extremely powerful formula. This product is for those who believe. I focus on people who are looking for. I commit to helping them achieve. This is not a theoretical exercise. It is the foundation that shapes your entire marketing strategy. It helps you eliminate all illusions about the mass audience, and it channels all your energy to the right target. When applying this formula, you are forced to face the truth. No one is neutral. Everyone believes in something, dreams of something, fears something. You cannot serve everyone, but you can serve someone well if you understand what they believe. This requires empathy, not soft emotion, but the ability to see the world through another's eyes. You don't need to be like them. You need to respect them. When you truly understand what they believe, want, and need, you can reach them with the right language. Empathy helps you avoid forcing others to follow you. Instead, you open a path for them to choose you. When you say, "If you are someone who believes core, then I have something for you," you are respecting their right to choose. This builds trust faster than any advertising campaign. It also helps you filter the right people and avoid wasting energy on those who don't fit. Remember, empathy is not indulgence. It is the ability to understand others' emotions without manipulating them. It is the core of all sustainable marketing actions. A marketing strategy without empathy is a depleted strategy. You cannot keep guessing. You cannot chase random feedback. When you put the customer at the center, you no longer have to guess. You are guided. And from empathy, creativity is born. You will create products, messages, and experiences in which people see themselves. They will not only buy, they will be grateful. They will not only share, they will stay. And it all begins with the question, what is this person afraid of, hoping for, and believing in? Part 5. Feedback, criticism, and rejection. Not everyone will like you, and that's a wonderful thing. If everyone agrees with you, it means you haven't taken a clear stand. Those who reject you are not enemies. They are mirrors that help you affirm your positioning. When they say, "I don't like this," be thankful. They are not wrong. They are just not the right fit. And that's a sign you are on the right track. Marketing is not about pleasing everyone. It is a declaration of identity. Who I am not for. Rejection is a necessary filter to maintain sharpness. Feedback and advice are not the same. Feedback is often reactive, sometimes emotional, and sometimes harmful. Advice comes from a constructive viewpoint. Learn to recognize the difference. Not all feedback should be accepted. If you read every 1-star review and adjust accordingly, you will lose your identity. Only listen to those who belong to the group you choose to serve. If they give input, consider it seriously. If outsiders criticize, smile and move on. Focusing on the right people is how you survive. There will always be people in the market who dislike you. Some will write negative reviews. Some will say you bring no value, but that doesn't mean you're wrong. It simply means you are clear enough to provoke a reaction. A safe, neutral product that no one hates is also a product no one loves. You must choose. Either you are bland and accepted, or you are clear and rejected. And being rightly rejected is a good sign. It's the market's way of saying, "I see you're different." At that point, you are approaching the line between a brand builder and an advertiser. How you respond to rejection defines your resilience. The weak avoid it. The strong embrace it, learn from it, and move forward. When someone doesn't choose you, ask, where were they right? If they don't see the value, did you communicate it properly? If they misunderstood your positioning, did you express it clearly? But if they simply don't belong, let them go. Focusing on the right people is always better than changing yourself to please the wrong ones. That's not stubbornness. It's loyalty to the positioning you've chosen. Part 6. Price is a story. Price is not just a number, it is a message. A high price doesn't scare buyers if it reflects value. A low price doesn't make you more likable if it makes you seem cheap. When you set a price, you are telling a story. I believe this is worth it. And whether the customer believes it or not depends on how you tell that story. If you price low to please the market, you are rejecting quality, rejecting margin, and ultimately rejecting yourself. Consumers don't simply choose cheap, they choose value. They want to believe what they buy says something about them. An expensive product, if communicated well, makes the buyer feel premium, confident, and right. On the other hand, a cheap product does not create that emotional experience, and you cannot maintain excellence without the margin to invest in quality. Therefore, price based on your commitment, not your fear. Dare to say, I'm expensive, and I'm worth even more. Competing on price is the fastest road to ruin. There will always be someone ready to go lower, and once you enter this race, you can't win with quality. You are dragged down, becoming the convenient choice, not the good one. Instead, choose the value race. Say, I'm expensive, and what you get is beyond expectation. That way, you attract those willing to pay the right price. Not because they're rich, but because they're serious. And seriousness is always the best market. Part 7. Marketing is a bold declaration. Marketing is not a reaction. It is a proactive act. It is the moment you stand up and declare, I created this. This is the value I bring. If you need it, come. If you are not brave enough to declare, you are not ready to market. Marketing is not waiting for permission. It is the art of giving yourself the right to show up. There is no prior guarantee. There is no insurance. There is only a bold statement. I made this because I believe it has value. And that alone is enough. Those who are unclear and lack the courage to assert themselves will always play it safe. They will always wait for the market to ask before they respond. But the market doesn't ask. The market scrolls past. You must speak up first. You must say, I created this for you, the one who needs it. And whether the response is positive or negative, you must stand firm. Not because you don't care, but because you've chosen. And someone who has chosen and has a standpoint is someone who has earned the right to be heard. Marketing is truly not about pleasing the crowd, but about daring to be rejected by them. It does not seek quantity, but demands the courage to choose the right people and ignore the rest. The question is, do you dare? Do you dare to stand at the edge of the market? Not mass-produced, not easygoing, not cheap. Do you dare to turn your product into a declaration of life, not just something to buy for convenience? Don't call it marketing if you're not willing to be disliked. And don't expect to create change if you're not ready to trade safety for the chance to be different. In the next episode, we will enter the core of every long-term influence-building journey. Brand strategy. A strategy that not only helps you get recognized, but makes people remember, trust, and choose you in a world full of noise and constant change. Thank you for watching the whole video. Please like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next videos.